I'm Christina. I realize I haven't really introduced myself that much. I know that most of my customers kind of already know me, but for the sake of YouTube, I wanted to introduce myself a little bit and explain why I went into baking. There will be a lot of background noise. I have a 2-year-old and he's currently throwing things over the baby gate. I just got him a Melissa and Doug baking set, and he's throwing the eggs at me because I'm apparently not giving him the attention he feels he deserves right now. I have a cake due today. It's a really fun cake. It's got a horseshoe on top and some fondant roses that I did for the first time. I'm really excited about them, and I will show them to you later. Hopefully I will be able to edit out some of that background. I'm not really sure. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me over the sound of my mixer because I'm going to do this all at once. But I just am going to go ahead and dive into it. So the story of how I got into baking. When I was pregnant with my son, I was diagnosed with preeclampsia. My son is 2. So this would have been in early October of 2016. The preeclampsia started out with just some swelling and, high-end blood pressure. And so I was put on bed rest, and at the time I was watching Sons of Anarchy, and I decided that that was just a little too high stress for me, a little too much drama. So I switched to YouTube and found Chill Sweets. And I decided that I liked her a lot. I liked her demeanor and her personality, and I thought she was really cool and a lot of fun to watch. So I continued to watch her, and I thought, cake decorating, that's really kind of cool. What an awesome way to explore your artistic abilities. And then I discovered Man About Cake, and I was like, wow, that guy's talented as heck. I watched all of these for 2 or 3 weeks on bed rest, and then I went in for a standard checkup, and they decided, well, we need to get this baby out now, or there's a potential that, things may not go so great. So they did an emergency C-section. They sent me immediately from my doctor's office to the hospital, and they took the baby out within 3 hours. And my son was born, and he was airlifted to the NICU about 2 hours away. So I got to see my son once within 7 hours of his birth. But at any rate, I got into cake videos thanks to my son. After that all started, I continued watching cake videos because I was a new mommy and I was nursing him, and we spent a lot of time bonding and being in bed together, and he has scissors. I'm gonna go get those from him. So I continued watching cake videos, and I just thought things like, I could do that kind of stuff. That looks, like a lot of work, but I could do it. So for my little sister's birthday in 2017, my mom wanted a doll cake. And I was like, oh, I got this. I can do this. No, that was hard. So it ended up being kind of a regular, just round 1-tier cake with the doll on top on a stand. It was still super cute. I was very, very proud of that cake for that being my first cake. And I will try to somehow include, I'm just getting into video editing, so I will try to somehow include that picture in this video. If not, you can hit my Instagram, which is at Christina's Confections LaBelle, or my Facebook page, which is just facebook.com/Christina's Confections LaBelle. So anyway, I was really proud of that cake. But I discovered that caking was a lot harder than it looked. Persevered I did. I did my grandmother's cake in April, and it came out a lot better. I had seen, it was either a Swedish or a Russian cake that was kind of like a pond with lily pads and water lilies on it. And I grew up in Ocala, Florida. Part of my life, part of my childhood was spent in Ocala, Florida. And I grew up on a river. My grandparents owned a fish camp. And so I chose that cake. And it came out really good. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. I can keep doing this. So I did. I kept going. And I picked it up really quickly after that, I feel like. Again, if you visit my Instagram page and my Facebook page, you'll see that I have gotten, in the past, wow, I guess 2 years, year and a half, I've gotten really good, I feel like. Another reason that I continued with caking is, one, it's a creative outlet, and two, I suffer from anxiety and some depression. I have bipolar disorder, and I feel like baking really grounds me. I read an article recently that was very interesting that said that baking was a form of mindfulness, which is something that my therapist and I have been talking about. So I thought that was really kind of cool how that all kind of tied in together. Anyway, I find that baking grounds me. It gives me something to think about, other than worrying about everything else in the world. I have to focus on measurements and you know, making sure everything else is right with something. It gives me something to focus on controlling. So that's another reason I kind of stuck with baking. I started with cakes. I now do cookies. I cannot tell you which I like more. Feel like I like them both equally. That's kind of why I stuck with baking. I now bake not just for fun, but I have kind of a small little side gig for it, and it helps bring in a little extra money to supplement bills here and there, or brings in fun money for the kids. And I have a 2-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter, Marshall and Regina, and yeah, that's kind of why I got into baking. Right now I'm making a chocolate cake, and it's going to be filled with ganache and covered in vanilla buttercream, lavender vanilla buttercream, with some pink fondant roses. It's hard to see because of the lighting, which is a little rude. Pink fondant roses. My first time making roses like this. Little rose buds and these fancy kind of roses. I found a really easy tutorial. I will link it in the comments. And then it's going to have a really pretty chocolate horseshoe in the middle. Customers, her name is Sue Ellen. It's her daughter's 2nd birthday. It was unfortunate. Her first birthday, the poor little thing was sick. So she didn't get to enjoy her smash cake on her first birthday, so we're really excited that she gets to enjoy her 2nd birthday a little bit more. Anyway, I really hope that you've been able to hear me, and I knew that that was going to happen because I had it rigged funny. But anyway, I feel like I have wasted enough time with your 11 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. If you did, if you want to hit the subscribe button and follow along with my cakes, I usually do them in time lapse just for entertainment purposes. I don't do tutorials yet. I may eventually, once I get good enough, I'm not sure yet. But if you watched, thank you so much, and I hope you have a beautiful day. If you feel like following me on Instagram or Facebook, I'll link those in the comments too. Have a great day.